Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's day is going great. Mine is, and today we got a pretty cool video. We're actually going to be revisiting the Dallas Fuel comms. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, I made a video about a couple weeks ago highlighting the Dallas Fuel comms. It was very disappointing, the comms weren't good at all, and I just had a lot to say about it. But since then, there are two more clips of the Dallas Fuel's comms being leaked. We're going to go ahead and take a look at those. We're going to compare them, see the differences. Obviously, Dallas Fuel is still going through a lot of inner turmoil and drama. But despite all of that, they still had a pretty good performance in Week 5 of Stage 2. After that, I'm going to cover the playoff games, the Philadelphia Fusion taking on the London Spitfire, and then the New York Excelsior taking on the Philadelphia Fusion in the finals. I know you guys have been waiting for it. We're going to do it today. So again, welcome to the video. And if you guys are new around here, please do drop a subscription on the channel. I upload content like this every single day, covering all the latest news, updates, drama, roster signings, recaps, predictions, all of the good stuff. So drop that sub. Let's also see how many likes we can get on this video, guys. I usually don't ask for likes, but let's try to get like 3,000 or something. I've never had that many, so it'd be really cool. So drop a like as well, guys, and let's hop right into it. Alright, so to remind you guys, or for those of you who have not seen my last video about the Dallas Fuel's comms, let's go ahead and play that original clip that I personally roasted them for and a lot of the community came at them for. So here it is, let's play it.
To be playing support today.
I use Viper.
Chase first.
Yeah.
Monkey.
No.
Chase behind. I got him.
Me.
And open.
Nice.
I
need help. Here.
I tried.
I
This is
need
very cool.
help.
Falling back. Fall back, Mickey. Fall back.
Backing.
Reset. We need to work together. We're backline's getting split up super hard.
Stay. Yeah, you have to stay together.
If I call push, push is go push.
Yeah.
All right, we wanted to see some new players, but we knew they were having growth.
Alright, so that's the original clip that the Dallas Fuel was criticized so much for because of their horrible comms, just a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little snippet from my last video that I did, just so you guys can see some of the things that I was saying and others were saying about their comms. As Custa identified in the clip, they are so split. There should be a strategy that everybody needs to know what they're doing and they just execute at the same time. That is what practice is for. It should be, alright guys, go, execute. Time goes and does something. Effect goes and does something. Custa and Harry Hook speed in, take control of up top. With Rascal, Mickey either peels or dives in. Like, they should have a set strategy. Not just walk up there and Trace behind, turn, go, jump, time go, back. There's no teamwork, none. Alright, so as I was saying there, no teamwork whatsoever. They need to have set strategies going in. And as we've learned of recently, actually the Dallas Fuel have absolutely no strategies. They don't even know the team comp that they are playing prior to the 60 seconds before the match starts, where they start deciding what they're going to play, which is honestly absolutely ridiculous, and that's the main reason we saw horrible comms like that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the new clips and see exactly what has changed.
Thing to show you, last week when we checked in with the squad, we wanted to hear their communication. It was abysmal. It was a mess. This week, it sounded much better. Here's a look from the comms during game number 1.
Left if you want.
They have trans beat.
Yeah, no, trans, no beat. They have trans on.
Okay. Trans on, beat off.
I'm ready.
All right, Nano Mickey, into them. Try and force trans.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm playing.
No, go top left. Go
Go.
top.
Can't help.
I'm dead.
Trace, leave it spawn. Can anyone help?
Yeah.
3.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I'm coming back with trans.
Trace the one behind point.
Dead. Nice. I have trans.
Okay.
Nice.
That's so clean. Like that's the only thing you can say to that. That is crisp, clear communication. You compare that to last week, it was all over the place. The stars really in that are going to be Custa, right? That dude, clear voice.
As Bren said, that is so clean, it's crisp, clear, it's really good, honestly. Such an upgrade. So now what I'm going to do is go in depth, break down this little clip, and explain why it's so good and what exactly they're doing right compared to their last one.
They have trans beat.
Yeah, no, trans, no beat. They have trans on.
Okay. Trans on, beat off.
Okay, so what's going on here in this first part of the clip? Rascal, he's raising questions to his team. He's asking, what else did you guys see? What do they have? He's not necessarily saying they have this, that. He's engaging conversation and he's raising awareness to his teammates so that they start thinking about, oh yeah, no, they did use that. I saw that. They have this, they have that. So everybody joins in on the discussion. Mainly we saw Custa, and he confirmed what they had and what they didn't have. So now the team knows they have Trance, they don't have Beat. And this is perfect. This is exactly what you do as soon as a team fight ends. You start talking about what ults the other team used and what they have left.
I'm ready. Yes. All right, Nano Mickey, into them. Try and force Trance.
I'm ready.
Okay, okay.
Now this is the next step. As soon as you identify what ults they have, what ults you have, you make a plan. Custa, right away, as soon as they figured out their ults, he said, alright, we're nanoing Mickey, we're going into them, we're pressuring them hard, we force Trance out, and then back up. And then his team immediately responds saying, okay. So everybody knows the plan now. This is perfect.
No, go top left. Go top.
I'm dead.
Now this past clip is probably the best part of it all, in my opinion. The way everybody reacted so quickly to Rascal's call was absolutely amazing. If this was that old Dallas Fuel roster and their comms, nobody would have reacted, it would have been delayed, and everything would have fell apart. I mean, immediately as they identified their plan, which was the Nano Boost Monkey force out Trank, Rascal started calling, go, top. So in less than a second after the plan was made, Rascal saw the opportunity and everybody followed up instantly. It was so perfect. The Nano Boost came out, Seagull flew in, Mickey went on the flank, Rascal was in there, then they forced the Trank out. And let's play the rest of the clip.
Guys, just leave it spawn. Can anyone help? Yeah. 3.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I'm coming back with Trance.
Trace the one behind point.
Dead. Nice.
Oh.
I have Trance.
Okay.
Nice.
So at this point in the team fight, there are multiple fights actually going on. As you hear Custa, he's in the back fighting with Effect. They're trying to kill a Tracer he slept. Then there's a fight in the front where they're attacking the Winston player, as well as a little one off on the side where we see Libero about to pop the blade. It's actually pretty crazy how much of a difference their comms are compared to that first clip. I mean, they literally never played with Mickey on main tank or Seagull in the lineup whatsoever. Not having Taimu in there, the supposed shot caller, really makes a difference. The combination of Custa and Rascal's early comms before the team fight started, where they discussed the plan and what they wanted to do, was spot on. And when we had Taimu in there on main tank, he absolutely said nothing. I definitely think it's apparent that Custa is a very vocal player and somebody that they really do need in there when it comes to communication. As well as Rascal, also somebody who wants to be very vocal with the team. Clearly he isn't the best at English, but still, it was doable. He made the right calls that were needed at the right times. So I could definitely see these two guys becoming the main leaders on the team, and they could really work off each other well. Alright, so let's move on to the second clip now. We're not going to go in detailed as much in this one, just because it's a lot smaller, and there's not as much things to go over. But let's go ahead and play it.
Rotate, down, PC. We're PC if you need to. Chips. They're back. No! Let's go. Good job, boys.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Team Over.
Alright, so the main thing about this clip, obviously, there's not too much. As I said, they're just shouting about a C9 at the end. But during the team fight, before they win, you hear Custa in the background saying, we're at PC. If you need help, back up to PC. Chips, you're low, back up to PC. Those are very good comms coming out of Custa. Some people might overlook this. Obviously, yes, he is playing Mercy, and this is a Mercy's job, but you would be surprised about how many Mercies actually don't say these types of things. So just in general, that's the main thing I wanted to point out about this clip. Custa's comms throughout all of these clips seem really good. Even the one on their attacking side of Hanamura where it looked really bad, Custa was very clearly trying and doing his best to keep the team together. So in my opinion, I think Custa is somebody they need to keep in 100% so he can lead this team. And if they surround him with players like Rascal, who's very smart-minded and who can also make shot calls, they'll be really good. So all in all, guys, the comms, they looked very good last week for the Dallas Fuel. Obviously, over the weekend, as soon as they had a great week, a whole bunch of drama followed it, which is unfortunate, and this might affect their gameplay. Hopefully not, though. The only player really involved in all of it who did play last week was Rascal, and it seems like he has handled it in a pretty good way. He's a smart player, somebody who's dedicated to the game, so I don't think it will affect him as much as it would affect like AKM. As for Kai and his coaching, I don't think much of their success had to do with him, honestly. it mostly had to do with the players, because if Kaikai's coaching was good, he would have had the old roster communicating like this. I think it was just the right combination of players, a fresh new look for them, and the fact that the London Spitfire and New York Excelsior were kind of caught off guard and not expecting the Dallas Fuel to compete with them. Honestly though, guys, I really do hope that the Dallas Fuel continue to perform like they did in that last week of Stage 2. Because good Overwatch is all I want to see, and I really would hate to see the talent wasted on this team. They have a lot of good individual players, and Seagull even looked really promising on the D.Va, so I hope we get to see that more. And that's it for this part of the video. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright guys, it is time to talk about the playoff games, London Spitfire, Philadelphia Fusion, and New York Excelsior. I wanted to wait a little bit for the full statistics to come out before I did this. That's why I didn't immediately do it yesterday morning. Also, there was just a ton of news that I wanted to get out as well. But besides that fact, I really wanted to wait for the stats to come out because I know they will tell us a big part of the story and the reason why the London Spitfire lost, why the Philadelphia Fusion performed so well, and how New York Excelsior reverse swept the Philadelphia Fusion. So let's go ahead and start it off. The first match, it was the London Spitfire Philadelphia Fusion. Myself, the analysts, and many viewers did not believe that the Philadelphia Fusion would stand a chance against the London Spitfire. Now, it's not because we thought, oh, Philadelphia Fusion, they're just not a good team, right? They can't do it. They're not good at all. It was the fact that London Spitfire had been performing very well, and on top of that, they had not lost one map to the Philadelphia Fusion throughout the regular season so far. They are 8-0 against them, and in their last meeting of Stage 2, Philadelphia Fusion failed to even cap 1 point. That's right, 4 map. They didn't cap 1 point on payload, not 1 point on hybrid, not 1 point on 2CP, and they didn't win a point on control. Probably one of the biggest stomps we've seen so far. So those were the main factors in my reasoning and a lot of other people's reasoning why we thought Philadelphia Fusion didn't really stand a chance. There were some factors that I took into account where I thought Philadelphia Fusion could maybe get a map, which is that they are extremely flexible with their roster. As we did see, they can come in with Snillo, they can come in with EQO, and really depending on the map and the strategy, they can throw you off guard. That was the only reason why I said it would be a 3-1 in favor of the London Spitfire. I 100% figured that the London Spitfire would be able to adapt mid-game to anything that was thrown at them. Obviously, this was not the case though, so let's go ahead and hop into the maps a little bit. We started off on Gibraltar, and this one as planned, right? It was expected. Gibraltar is one of London Spitfire's best maps. I think they haven't lost on it yet. Matter of fact, I don't think they've lost really on any of the maps that they played against the Philadelphia Fusion other than Kings Row, which, funny enough, they won in this set. So they got the first hold off. Birdring looked good on the Widowmaker. Carpe didn't challenge him too much, and Philadelphia Fusion got destroyed. It was a 1-0 victory for London Spitfire, and I quickly started thinking, wow, alright, Philadelphia Fusion gonna get stomped, just like the last meeting. But that was not the case. We all know this. Nepal is where Philadelphia turned up, specifically Carpe. This guy had the set of his life. And I'm not saying that because, oh, Carpe played very good and he only plays decent in other matches. No, he plays great in all of his matches. This match, he was in God mode. Every single kill in Nepal was his. All over the kill feed, left and right. He was finishing everybody. Somebody else on Philadelphia Fusion who really showed up on this map too was Boombox, a player that was actually abused very hard by Gesture, Birdring, and Prophet in their last meeting. He played at the perfect distance and range in this set, where he could do massive amounts of damage and finish off kills while still not being picked off by Prophet, Gesture, and Birdring. This was just on Shrine, and Philadelphia Fusion took it fairly easy. What was interesting was Village, where Philadelphia Fusion ran a tank comp, and they literally forced the London Spitfire to run it as well, something we really haven't seen this stage out of them at all. So Philadelphia Fusion forced London Spitfire into playing their own game, and because of this, London Spitfire looked a bit uncomfortable. Carpe swarmed them and just did so much on both of these rounds, giving them the 2-0 victory on Nepal, tying the series up 1-1. This guaranteed that we would see Kings Row in the series, and I actually started getting a little nervous because when it comes to London Spitfire, Control, and Kings Row, I don't have too much faith in them. So up until the halftime, Carpe was performing out of his mind, Boombox looked really good, and we went into the third map, Hanamura. I figured London Spitfire would take this, but I was so wrong. Philadelphia Fusion, they capped both points. They didn't have too much time left, around a minute, but on their defense is where they absolutely shine. A first hold on the London Spitfire, something I can't recall seeing all season long. Seriously guys, has the London Spitfire been first held once? Especially on 2CP. which is one of their best game modes. And we didn't see any specific individual heroics from the Philadelphia Fusion side on this map. The first two was all Carpe, Boombox, a little of EQO. This map was a team effort. Fraggy, Carpe, Poco, Boombox, Neptuno, EQO. They worked so well together. They maneuvered around that first point on their defense perfectly, and they had this crazy balls to the wall call, guys. They were down in the fight. The fight was over. London Spitfire were going to cap first, but Philadelphia Fusion, they trickled in, they staggered in. One by one, Boombox came in, Poco got 2 kills, Carpe got 2 kills, Boombox picked one off on the side, and somehow they picked this fight up, which led to the first hold. London Spitfire had no idea what happened. I had no idea what happened. Philadelphia Fusion went up 2-1. Now moving on to Kings Row, the London Spitfire were in a position I would have never imagined. Backs against the wall. Must-win map. Are they going to be clutch? Personally, I still had faith in them. I know it was their worst map, but still, I couldn't fathom them not showing up and winning this map when they needed to. And this map was a thriller. It definitely was. Very close. Kills was 47-44. London Spitfire did win a lot more team fights because they had that really good attack, and they did show up. Gesture played amazing on this map, 14-8, the most kills out of anybody on his team. His Reinhardt was on point, hitting huge shatters to save them this game and this series, pushing them into map 5, Route 66. And again, I thought, wow, they won Kings Row, London Spitfire, they're so clutch, they just can't lose no matter what. They're going to win this. But here comes Snillo with his baby face, 18-year-old rookie, Game 5. Pressure. I cannot believe the setting for Snillo. How did this guy come in and do what he did? How did he pull it off? And honestly, it brings tears to my eyes. And it's not sad tears. Screw the London Spitfire. They lost. Snillo brought tears of joy to my eyes. Seeing this young kid come in and pull off what he did was nothing short of incredible. He went 21-6, plus 15, practically double anybody's kills in the entire game besides Carpe's, who he was still 4 above. Oh, and by the way, not to mention Carpe, he gave Birdwing the business. Birdwing went 4-7 on Widowmaker in this map, and Carpe went 11-7. Prior to this match, Birdwing was my #1 Widowmaker in the world, and Carpe was #2. They swapped 100%. Carpe moved up to #1. Philadelphia Fusion, they won Route 66, they won the set, and overall, the DPS from London Spitfire, they showed up, and they underperformed massively. Profit was quiet throughout the set. Birdwing was dead 24/7. This is hands down the worst performance I've ever seen from Profit. This is the first match in the entire league where he went negative. He went 33-34 overall, -1. He has never gone negative before. And as for his DPS duo partner, Birdwing, he also went negative, -7 with 43 deaths, the most in the game by far. More than even Fraggy, a guy who is known for dying so much. Birdwing was dead at the beginning of almost every single team fight, whether he got picked off trying to go too aggressive or he lost a battle to Carpe. Overall, throughout the entire set, Birdwing went 7-12 on Widowmaker, while Carpe went 26-9, guys. Carpe absolutely had the match of his life, finishing overall 64-23 plus 41. A performance that I would have expected out of Profit. Carpe came in and he was the #1 Tracer in the world. He was the #1 Widow in the world, without a doubt. And as I already mentioned, guys, Snillo, he was a huge part to the reason Philadelphia Fusion won this set. So much credit to that guy coming in at Game 5, handling the pressure and the nerves like that. And again, Philadelphia Fusion, they won the set. They had really clean teamwork throughout it, and just individual performances really carried them. They definitely had a surprise factor in this set. Obviously, the London Spitfire probably didn't prepare for them too much, which is a coaching mistake, but also we have to realize that London Spitfire only had about 20 hours to prepare for these matches, and they more than likely wanted to spend more of the time on the New York Excelsior, considering they hadn't lost a point to the Philadelphia Fusion in their last matchup, or a map overall in the entire season. So Philadelphia Fusion had that surprise factor. Definitely a big reason why they did win in my opinion, but I'm taking nothing away from them. They earned it. Their individual players performed out of their minds. They played so good. So they moved on to the finals against New York Excelsior. Of course, I never expected the Philadelphia Fusion to come up against the New York Excelsior in the finals, so I didn't know too much what to think of. My only thoughts were Philadelphia Fusion, they're going to burn out 2 or 3 maps into the set. I tweeted out before the match, I said they're going to do well early in the set, but they will burn out near the end, and New York Excelsior were going to take it. And that's exactly what happened. So first, let me explain how burnout works to you guys, if you guys don't understand already. So burnout isn't really attributed to playing a long time. These players are used to playing long hours. They practice up to 8 to 10 hours every single day. But where the burnout really comes from is the high of winning. After they win a thriller Game 5 against the London Spitfire, their adrenaline is so damn high. All of the emotions that are flowing through their brains are absolutely crazy. And the main reason for this is because nobody expected them to win. Hell, they might not even have expected to win. I mean, sure, of course they had confidence, but in the back of their mind, they knew it was going to be really hard, and when they won, they definitely surprised themselves. So their adrenaline was really flowing. They were ready to hop into this set as soon as possible. And they did. They came out firing. They went up 2-0. Route 66, they looked great. Lijiang Tower, they looked great. These maps were pretty close. But then they got to Volskaya. And as soon as things stopped working, it went downhill for them. Their adrenaline started coming down. Their high of confidence started crashing. Because of all of the stuff that has been going on through their heads mentally in the past few hours, they couldn't function properly. This is literally how burnout works, guys. A lot of people have a misconception about burnout being that players are just getting tired and they've been playing for too long. No, that's not it at all. It's because of all the emotions, all the adrenaline that was flowing. It really messes you up mentally as soon as things start switching up, and it goes downhill, and it's almost nearly impossible to recover from. And because of this, we saw New York Excelsior, their veteran status. They came out, they started building their confidence up, and they rode their momentum all the way to the end. Philadelphia Fusion, they were really never able to gather it back up, and they lost to the New York Excelsior. And finally, these players from New York Excelsior, some of them come from LW Blue, they have been chasing the taste of victory for so damn long, and they finally achieved it. I'm really happy for them, specifically SBB, Janice, Mako. They've been working so long. Libero, oh my god, how did he do it, guys? So now I've gone over who won and explained burnout. The main 2 topics I want to discuss about this set is Libero and Snillo. Let's start off with Libero. Holy crap, where did this guy's Widowmaker come from? Like, I'm flabbergasted about how good this guy just played in the finals against Carpe, who destroyed Birdring. Carpe was looking like the most unstoppable Widowmaker. Then Libero, a guy who has rarely touched Widowmaker throughout the entire season, and when he did, he only looked subpar. And in this set, he gave Carpe the business. Right after Carpe just destroyed Birdring. I literally can't fathom it, guys. Libero, an all-star player, really coming into his own, looking like one of the best players in the entire league. So consistent on so many heroes, an absolute flex god. He really reminds me of Rascal, but honestly, maybe even better. So he performed when needed. Obviously, Jonak, SBB, they showed up. All of New York Excelsior in those last 3 maps looked amazing. Now let's talk a little bit about the Philadelphia Fusion and Snillo. So Snillo played 2 out of the 10 maps that were played on this day, both on Route 66, where he went 39-12, guys. Absolutely incredible, right? The guy was clearly hot. He went back-to-back. Now, what I don't understand is, why did they not run Snillo on Hollywood? It really did not make sense to me at all, especially after we seen the Philadelphia Fusion run him on Hollywood against LA Gladiators, and him and Carpe comboed for some of the best DPS play we've seen all season long. So who made the decision not to put him in? I'm not going to come at the Philadelphia Fusion's coaching staff because they have done a great job. They really have put this team into a winning position, and I respect the hell out of them. But I really do believe they should have put Snillo in for Hollywood. He's played the map with the team, he was definitely ready to go on it, and I don't know why you want to run EQO on Tracer. Sure, he's flexible and he's done really good, but again, Tracer's that role where you specifically put players who play it only, and that would either be Carpe or Snillo. And Snillo was really hot. The guy had the 2 maps of his entire life. Along with Carpe, I think they would have had a chance to take this set on Hollywood, especially considering Janice is in. And yes, Janice is a good main tank, but he's not as good as Mano, and this would have been an opportunity to pick them apart. But they didn't take it, and New York Excelsior, again, they won the set, guys. 3-2, Stage 2 champions. Congratulations to them. Finally deserved. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. I think I've gone over everything I wanted to. It was amazing games. I'm super happy with the results. I don't care that London lost, guys. That's not what I'm out here for. I'm looking for the best games possible, and I love underdog stories and upsets. I would have liked to have seen Philadelphia Fusion win, That would have been incredible. But hey, I'm still happy New York finally got a taste of victory. And if you guys are new here, please consider dropping a sub on my channel. It's so easy. Go click the red box down below. Also click the like. Let's get it up to 3,000. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.